All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. So I don't have any particular reason for the decision I'm gonna make. I'm just gonna pick the first one. But yeah, I'm just gonna pick one and go for it. I do want to say that I did some of the side quests that opened up on the map. Specifically, I picked up my sightseeing log and I picked up the hunt marks. And when I picked up the hunt marks, big words appeared on the screen that said Dawn Hunt's now accessible. And as I told you, Dawn is a word that's going to be tormenting me a lot. And for a secret reason. And I had a really big reaction from that. Dawn Hunt's now accessible. That's scary. All right. So I'm gonna go with the Pelupelu because I don't know why. Let's go. The quest to Kazuma Uka will become available once you have completed the quest series. Yeah, okay. What is it you'd like to know? Our main concern was confirming the state of the road ahead. As I recall, to reach Urqopacha, we depart from the Arc of the Dawn, and then take the road west at the first fork. Should we be wary of anything along the way? That is indeed the way of the Urqopacha. After the damage wrought by the recent downpour, however, you'll be doing more stumbling than walking. But do take heart. When it comes to rugged terrain, we have a most dependable solution available. Come with me. Is it the balloons? Oh, it's the alpaca! Yippee! We'll be back to talk to you in good time, friend Hanu. Meanwhile, you can eat and drink your fill at Zivalyevtier. It's all been arranged. Why, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Bird. I get to ride an alpaca! Yippee! Now, I haven't really learned that much about the maps in Dawntrail either, besides, like, you know, what they've shown at, like, the fan fests. I haven't really looked too much at, like, the media tour, or to be honest, I haven't even really looked that much at their website. So I am mostly pretty blind on what's gonna happen with these maps, outside of, like, I don't know any of the map names. I'm gonna be real. I don't know any of the map names. Wow, is this location nowhere near an etherite? Okay, I'll just walk. Like Urqopacha, like I've heard the name Urqopacha in their promotional material, but I don't, I cannot visualize it in my brain. I know there's like a place in the big mountain and a place with like foresty jungle and a deserty place. I know there's Arizona. And of course I know about like Heritage Lost and Solution 9 and all that. So actually I know maybe more than I think, but I feel like I don't know very much at all. Also, my controller is having issues. That's why my character sometimes randomly runs to the right. That's my controller trying to fight back. Talking to a Pelu before we departed was a wise decision. I, for one, would rather not brave a treacherous, slippery trail on foot. Ugh, why did it have to be alpacas? The beasts are sure-footed, that's for certain. The Pelupelu, all being small, is confusing enough, but those masks make it almost impossible to tell men from women, let alone guess at their age. Oh my, are these fluffy babies our mounts? Aww. We're gonna go out in a pelka. May I introduce you to our most dependable companion, the alpaca? Hee. These animals can traverse Urqopacha's steep mountain trails as if they were gentle fields, and all while carrying heavy loads. Our merchants would be lost without them. So they fill much the same niche as our chocobos back home. I don't know, something about a real animal being compared to a chocobo is getting to me. The fantasy creature, the alpaca. You don't have alpacas in Eorzea. Alpacas are native to Yokteral. Eorzea has its chocobos, and the eastern lands have their horses. Why go to the trouble of breeding another pack of beasts in a place which ill suits its qualities, where it is not needed anyway? Huh. But must we ride these little monsters? I get the impression you aren't fond of alpacas. When I was small, and being a bit naughty, I went around pulling on their wool. One of them spat on me, and it was the foulest stench you can imagine. I see. What are they like to ride? Alpacas bred as mounts are inquisitive and docile. Even those without experience find them easy to handle. We're really doing this then. So, was my information useful to you? Yes, very helpful, even if it wasn't what I wanted to hear. Good, I'll take my payments now. You wanted me to pay you? I guess I should have expected as much from a Pelu merchant. Let me see what I have on me. The Pelupelu value the act of spreading joy through trade. As you should know, they take pride in making deals that benefit both parties. They want my money. Got it. Here you go, a fair price for your fair advice. Yes! I made a trade with the third promise herself! My friends will never believe this. I shall be on my way now. I wish you safe travels. Off you go then, and thank you. I better not get spit on again. You brought that on yourself. Remain calm and gentle, and so will they. I'm still not happy about this. But if we need to ride alpacas to reach Urqopacha, then that's what we'll do. Yay! Yay.
Turali poets of yore sang of a mountain that would stand tall, even should all other lands sink beneath the sea. Indomitable and eternal, it arises from Urqopacha, the 100 peaks of time. Of all the beasts which crawl and fly, only the legendary Valigarmanda could hope to disturb the summit's serene majesty.
Is that where we're gonna fight?
Yet with that flying calamity imprisoned by the Dawn Serpent, what great feat remains for those who would claim the throne?
Hey, he beat up Valigarmanda. That means we have to beat up Valigarmanda. That's what he said. We have to do everything he did. That's the rule. How come I always get these story cutscenes in the worst weather?
So this is Urqopacha. I've never actually been here before.
The air is so crisp and clear. Mountains everywhere you look.
That one massive peak in particular has quite the presence. It puts me in mind of Som Al.
Yeah, it's yeah, it looks great.
That is Urqopacha, the tallest mountain in Tural. Its sheer height makes it an imposing climb. But there are other reasons the ambitious keep their distance.
That is Urqopacha. That's the name of the trial where you'll fight Valigarmanda.
Oh? Do tell.
Where to begin?
Excuse me, but you're Urqopacha, are you not? I hadn't thought to encounter one of the Dawn's promise here of all places. But I should introduce myself. I am Bolnok, a weaver by trade.
Well met, Bolnok. We're on our way to watch Erenville.
Oh, truly, I've just come from there, as it happens. I'd asked the Pelupelu who sell me their wool to give me a tour of their alpaca ranch. The head rancher and I shared a bottle of mezcal while he explained the finer points of wool production.
Mezcal, is that a local beverage?
It's an Urqopacha specialty. a spirit made from distilled agave heart juice.
Yes, and it must have done wonders for my mood, for I tripled my usual order of alpaca wool. They did offer me a discount, though, so it wasn't a bad deal in the end. But listen to me, boring you with my tedious stories. I will leave you before you are lulled to sleep. Goodbye, and safe travels. Oh, silly me. I almost forgot to say the thing I actually wanted to say. Peace for Tural. I agree with your vision, Third Promise. You have my support in your bid for the throne.
I gather from his tale we would be foolish to underestimate Pelupelu merchants.
Yes, they do more than run the markets in Tuliyollal. Pelupelu peddlers can be found everywhere in Tural, traveling from place to place on their sturdy alpacas. They are effusive and engaging speakers, and many's the customer who's been talked into spending more than they bargained for.
They won't find this customer so easily charmed.
We'll see about that. Oh god. Estinian, watch out.
Watchun Pelo's down the path! Off the main road! Don't get lost!
It's right there.
Oh, now the sky is clear. Oh, there's my mountain. Wow, it sure looks nice. I wish it was that in the cutscene. Alpaca! Alpaca! Hello, Mr. Alpaca. How are you doing today? Are you enjoying your grass? Having a nice little graze, Mr. Alpaca? Please don't spit on me, Mr. Alpaca. Whoa! Oh my gosh, the motorcycle is tilting on the road. Wow, that is new. I knew they tilted while you fly. I didn't know they tilted while I was on the ground. Man, I really like talking to the NPCs who aren't the quest givers, but they are just not spawning in. This is it. Urqopacha, home of the Pelupelu. Urqopacha should have arrived before us. That's not good. You've come all this way for the right of succession? Oh, so this means I'm exchanging words with the future Dawn servant. Please, the outcome is far from decided, but it is a possibility. How fortunate, then, that I deal in cloaks woven from especially luxurious alpaca wool. Such a garment would look magnificent when draped over the shoulders of our bidding ruler. And a nation's ruler should dress her best for her adoring people, yes? Finery for our finest lady, that's right. Come, Third Promise. My well-stocked shelves are but a few steps away. Finest lady. I like the sound of that. Alright, I suppose a quick look wouldn't hurt. What did we just talk about? Erenville, when did you... Ah, Shitona from far off Dawntrail? Northern winters are bitterly cold affairs, I'm told. I cannot imagine how you survived them without a lovely warm cloak of quality alpaca wool. No, thank you. I'm not in need of new clothes at the moment, and neither is the Third Promise. Perhaps another time. Of course, of course. My shop door is always open. You were saying something about not being easily charmed. I was just... As I mentioned previously, the Pelu people live for bringing happiness through trade. They won't cheat you or sell you defective goods. They will, however, disarm you with their deft turns of phrase, and unwitting customers like Urqopacha fall prey to their affable approach time and time again. Your only recourse is a clear and firm refusal. They won't pursue the matter should you make your disinterest plain. A valuable insight into the minds of the Pelupelu. Let us all take Erenville's words of caution to heart. Wahoo! Gamers. Mana Scarlet's getting kind of tired. She's wondering how bad the login queues are gonna be. She doesn't know. She doesn't know how bad the login queues are gonna be, but she's getting kind of tired. She's been playing for, almost 5 hours now. 5 hours, and I haven't slept in, almost 24 hours. Should your girl risk the login queues? Stay tuned. I mean, I don't know yet, obviously. I don't know. But I genuinely don't imagine these login queues will be worse than Endwalker. Like, Endwalker was a very special case. Like, yeah, they'll be bad, but will they be Endwalker bad? Personally, I don't think so, but I could be wrong. There's only one way to find out, and that's to log out of the video game. All these houses and buildings made to Pelupelu size, and mine too, come to think of it. Oh no! Alice! They'll never let you grow up, it's so sad. It would seem the Pelupelu are also partial to coffee. Me too. Urqopacha is lucky to have Erenville. Everyone, royalty especially, needs a friend unafraid to chide them when the need arises. I swear, I let her out of my sight for one moment. Not my finest moment, I'll admit. But now that we're here, let us do what we came to do. Find the Elector. Allow me to propose a strategy then. Kral, Alice, and I will speak with the merchants. Urqopacha, you and Erenville might try approaching travelers and passerby. Mana, pray investigate any of the other establishments which catch your eye. Should we learn aught of use, let us relay it to the third promise. Okay, Alphino. Okay, Alice. Okay, Kral. Okay, Urqopacha. Okay, Erenville. Oh, it's the Mountain Zoo. I'll never get that. Okay, everybody. I'm gonna go look for the guy now. I'm gonna go look for the guy, and I'm not gonna fall asleep. I swear. I'm not gonna fall asleep. I swear. Hello. I am back. I went and I got some rest, and now I am fully rested, ready to play more Dawntrail. The login queues were 10 minutes. Yay! The login queues on middle of the day Gilgamesh were only 10 minutes long. So, as I suspected, not as bad as the Endwalker queues, but also still kind of nicer than I was expecting. Like, I don't know, I was expecting maybe at least 30 minutes to an hour. 10 minutes ain't bad at all. There were 500 people in queue. But yeah, so I still don't know how I feel about the story yet, but we'll see. I did see the Ammon thing on Twitter. I saw that Ammon is bugged right now, which is super funny. That is hilarious. I am so happy to hear this news. The Dawn Servant's Elector. Ah, I thought you were a new face in town. Here for the right of succession, I take it. Me, I don't much care for who sits on the throne, as long as they keep Tyral peaceful. People tend to not be in the mood to relax and sip our excellent mezcal once arrows and spears stop flying, if you know what I mean. Speaking of which, would you like a cup? A joy shared is a joy doubled, I say. No, that's okay, thank you. Oh, right, yes. You were asking about that Elector business. Being but freshly returned from my trading route, I've heard that there's a contest afoot, but not much else. Our head ledger, Tobley, could probably tell you more about it. Yay! I think Tobley... I recently replayed Final Fantasy X, and there's not really much Pelupelu-wise in the main story, but I think Tobli was an important Pelupelu in like Final Fantasy X too, but I still haven't played X2, so I'm not sure. Electors? Oh yes, I've heard all about the right of succession. They're looking to put a new ruler on the throne, eh? Personally, I'm rooting for Zarul Jah. The first promise wins. If the first promise wins, he'll look to expand our sphere of influence. That means access to more resources and more customers. In the thousands column, potentially. So many new trading opportunities to spread happiness far and wide. Others have been coming around my way Others have been coming around to my way of thinking, so I began crafting goods inspired by the resilient sun. Would you care to purchase something? Please just answer my question. Very well. You said you wanted to know about the Elector. I could help you, but I won't. I can tell you're no supporter of Zarul Jah or his policies. Okay, thank you. Pink Pelupelu. Hello there. I'm Mablu. Did you have a question for me? Yes. Sorry, I don't know about any Electors. You should take a moment to see our prized alpacas before you leave, though. Oh, but be sure to admire them from a respectable distance. Get too close and our nervous darlings may be tempted to spit on you. And that stuff stinks! It happened to a visiting buyer not so long ago. Tobli, that's the head rancher, was so mad at me for not giving a proper warning. No one makes a mistake without Tobli noticing. He knows everything that happens on this ranch. Okay, we gotta find Tobli. The Tobli, the fellow who might be from 10-2. Maybe. Gosh. Is there a setting or something to like make people disappear that I have just not realized? Because I thought people were not supposed to be right in my face when I'm trying to talk to these NPCs. You really have to watch yourself around these silver-tongued peddlers. I almost bought a bottle of mezcal and a stack of blankets, and then there was this enchanting ornament. Anyway, I did manage to learn that Tobli is the man to talk to about the contest. Now, if only they'd share where this head ledger of theirs is to be found. Really? He's also the head rancher? Well, the alpaca ranch is not far from here. I say we pay it a visit before the others return. Let me mess with my settings to see if maybe I need to turn something on to make the people go away. There we go. Hide nearby players when close to quest NPCs. Yeah. Okay, I thought that was just on by default. Now I can finally just talk to Urqopacha to her face. Ugh. That is a lot of alpacas. Still, we know the head ledger could be here somewhere. I can't let fear deter me. Not to say that I'm scared, of course. Excuse me, is one of these workers Tobli? Tobli? Oh yes, he likes to mingle with the ranch heads and keep an eye on things. I can't tell you which one he is, though. You can't? Is this part of the contest? All I can say is that Tobli often mentions his favorite pungent subject. He also can't resist a profitable trade. Though who among us could, am I right? Still, if you bring him a very good deal, he might let his identity slip. So it's like a game. Easy enough. All I have to do is offer Tobli a deal he can't ignore. No problem at all. Well, maybe one problem. I don't think my purse is deep enough to pay everyone we think might be Tobli. Let's ask some questions first to narrow down the field. Great! We can be back here to share our impressions. Alright. I've got to take my knowledge of Final Fantasy X-2, which is not a lot, to narrow down which one of these fools is Tobli. Well, obviously I'm not Tobli. I mean... oops, I shouldn't have said that. You're meant to find out for yourself who Tobli is, or if an Elector is even in the village at all. Good luck! You think I might be Tobli? Ha, well, maybe I am. All I will say is that in this village, none have reared more alpacas than I. Neat. I sniff out the head ledger in a heartbeat. You'll see. Am I Tobley? Yes, that's me! Excellent work from the Third Promise and her entourage. Sharp instincts! Shall we commence the rite of succession, then? Thanks, bud. A visitor from across the salt, if I'm not mistaken. Be warned, the alpacas will spit if you startle them. I suggest you keep your movements slow and deliberate. I see we're both done with our interrogations. So what do you think? I have my suspicions, but let's hear your pick. I don't know. Like, it's between the boastful and the diligent, I think. But I don't know enough about Tobley to decide. The boastful one thought he was really cool, and the diligent one was very, conscientious. And I don't know if Tobley is full of himself or if he cares about his customers. I'm gonna go with diligent. I'll go diligent. I don't know. The workers so intent on stable chores. I had my eye on that one too. Time to rip the mask off our mystery ranch hand, so to speak. We know it's you, Tobley, and to prove it, I propose a deal. A generous sum of coin for confirmation of your true identity. An offer I gladly accept. As you have correctly guessed, I am indeed Tobley! Yippee! Head ledger of Urqopacha and head rancher of the family ranch. Good job on getting it on the first try. I am also one of Gaulu Jaja's chosen electors. Aha! And a place featured in the Tuliolal saga, just as we thought. I was right to trust your instincts, and I wager this won't be the last time. Yippee! She found you out fair and square, Tobley. And I'm glad she did. Would have been a pity had her bid ended here.
Deducing the Dawnservant's Elector was the first step of the feat. Too simple a task for this aspiring ruler, eh?
Right. Not hard at all. Zorolja.
I am told the head ledger, Tobley, is to be found here.
You have to guess which one of us is Tobley. That's part of the test.
God damn it.
You're Tobley.
Without even asking a single question. Very impressive indeed. With that amusing prologue out of the way, we can proceed to the actual challenge.
I mean, we were standing next to Tobley, so that's kind of cheating.
Per the Dawnservant's instructions, I was free to devise any manner of feat. I considered a number of possibilities in the 10th column. But I think I have a good one. You must go forth and capture for me an alpaca.
Okay, I'll do it. New clown music just dropped.
While I've not had the best experiences with alpacas, aren't they generally docile creatures? That doesn't sound like much of a challenge.
Bring out the example!
Hi. Hello, Mr. Alpaca. How are you doing today?
This is a special kind of alpaca. Would you please approach the animal, Third Promise?
Don't spit on her. She's scared.
Who? Me? Well, it should stay calm if I stay calm, right? That's what Erenville said.
No!
Ah!
No!
The little monster spat on me! Ah, oh, that stinks. I can't.
That was just bullying. That's what that was.
Alpacas are paradoxical creatures, being both extremely curious and extremely cowardly. Press your luck when they're frightened, and you'll get a face full of spit, as you've all just witnessed. Has an awful stench, their expectoration. The globs contain half-digested food, you see, making it an effective deterrent against perceived threats.
Wild valley breed like this one are especially timid and can therefore be quick to lash out.
Why did you bully the girl who's specifically scared of alpacas? That is so mean.
They're also especially hardy.
Indeed. We take the rugged wild alpacas and breed them with our gentle domesticated stock. This produces the strong but biddable pack animals prized by our traveling merchants.
That's all well and good, but did I need to bathe an alpaca spit for you to make your point?
Exactly.
So, the task is to catch a wild alpaca.
That is correct. But be warned that it is a feat easier said than done. I suggest you prepare well before you enter the valley where the creatures dwell. And by you, I mean the claimants only. Allies are not permitted to assist with the catching. The alpacas will help me judge which of you is worthy of receiving a keystone.
So I'm to chase down a fluffy, spitting demon, and that somehow proves I'm fit to rule?
As I said, the Dawn Servant granted me the freedom to decide my challenge. And when you reach the end of the rite, I dare say you will understand why I chose what I chose.
Very well. This won't take long.
Wait! Didn't I warn you this was easier said than done? There are preparations to be made, factors to consider.
A beast is a beast. All yield to strength.
You're gonna fail, dude. You're gonna piss Tobley off.
So far, this experience has done absolutely nothing to improve my opinion of alpacas. But that doesn't mean I can't do this. Revolting spit aside, they're just another animal.
Are you all right, Urqopacha? We thought we heard you scream.
The third promise does not scream. It was more of a startled yelp.
Scream, in other words.
Did you find the Elector?
Oh, we certainly did.
That was bullying. That was just bullying is what it is. I've done my duty and assigned the claimants their feet. The rest is up to them. I was impressed with how easily Zolja found Tobli, but also sort of frightened. I did say remaining calm was key, but the same rules don't apply to wild alpacas. So this is our sought-after Elector. Several Jaw puts me in mind of Garlemald's own exalted son. Of the two, though, Xenos was undeniably more arrogant, and also, more, 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 hot. Judging by the volume of Wuklamot's scream, Alpaca expectoration must have a nasty odor indeed. I'm content to remain ignorant of the smell. Man, they're making me say a lot of really big words that I do not understand this expansion. I had to go and wash that nasty stuff off my face. I think I got all of it. But would you mind taking a sniff of me, just to make sure? The stench has ruined my sense of smell. Oh my god, they're gonna make me smell Wuklamot. Hey, I saw that look. Ah. So, can you still smell it? Be honest. As Wuklamot helped demonstrate, the Valley Alpaca are wary of people. Getting close enough to catch one will not be an easy task. You might have warned me about that earlier. I have enough trouble with team alpacas. How do you expect me to wrangle a wild one? With the proper saddle, we infuse the leather with a relaxing scent that soothes this spitting beast. Wonderful. Give me one of those, then. Have you perhaps forgotten we are a clan of merchants? If you want a taming saddle, then you'll need to find a saddler and make them an offer. They don't come cheap, of course. Crafting a saddle will cost you the equivalent of 10 pel in the thousands column. You mean 10,000 pel? I don't have that kind of coin. Converting to gil, that comes to around 1 million or so. Mayhap if we all pitch in, just let me pay for it. Literally, I have so much gil I don't know what to do with it. No, this is my feat to accomplish. I wouldn't feel right about having others pay the cost. I'll find the money, somehow. In that case... that basket of wool is worth the sum you paid me earlier. 1 pel in the hundreds column. Beginning with the wool, you could trade for ever more valuable goods until you have something suitable to bargain with for the saddle. That's a nice gesture, but you think I could turn 100 pel into 1 million? That's 10,000 times more! We need 10,000 pel, not 1 million. So we're looking at 100 times more. Don't mansplain to her, Erenville. Oh, right. I panicked and got it confused with Alphina's million gil. I'm not so sure about this trading idea. You were almost talked into buying a cloak you didn't need mere moments after you arrived. But I hate it when you're right. Then let me help you with your deal making. Oh, hello again, Mablu! I work here as a ranch hand, but I've also learned a lot about the peddler profession. It's alright if I aid them now, yes? I guided the claimants towards the first step of the feat like you asked. As long as Wuklamot goes alone to capture her alpaca, she is free to accept assistance from whoever she likes. Hooray! Let's see about getting you that saddle then, Third Promise. I don't know why you made your offer, but I could use an ally with a beak for bargains. Welcome aboard, Mablu. Should the rest of us stay behind, perhaps? It may be easier to haggle over prices without so many voices chiming in. Yes, stay here and pitch in with the ranch work. With Mablu gone, I'll need extra hands to tend to the alpacas. Gladly. Although, Mana, I think you should go with Urqopacha. You've seen markets and bazaars the world over, and surely have sage advice to share. I don't know about that, Krau. I remember the whole selling fish thing in Endwalker, and I did not sell a single fish, so... In that case, you should also hold on to the alpaca wool. If it's misplaced or soiled in some way, you'll have nothing to bargain with. As if I'd do such a thing, but I'll leave the wool with Mana anyway. The better to keep my hands free. Well, you're really putting a lot of faith in my judgment here. I don't know if that's wise. To begin, I suggest we try trading the wool to Havli, the saddler. He won't agree to the deal, of course, but it'll give us an idea of how much he'll accept for his wares. Tending to alpacas, are we? I had some experience with that when I was younger. Oh, did you? Tell me more about your backstory, Erenville, please. Tell me about your mom, Erenville, please. I want to know. I want to know more about you. I want to know so much more about you. I have every confidence you'll be back with the saddle. I'd worry if it was just with Urqopacha, but it sounds like Mablu knows a thing or two about trading. Turning 100 pel worth of wool into a 10,000 pel saddle is exactly the kind of suggestion I'd expect from the head of a merchant clan. Oh, I wonder... You know, I didn't even think about this. I wonder, if my ether compass still works. Yes, okay, we're good. Cool. Back to the grind. This is the artisan who makes our taming saddles. Is it really possible to make 100 times what that wool... 100 times what that wool is worth just through trading? Something I could do for you? We've come to bargain. I need one of your special taming saddles to catch a wild alpaca. A saddle, is it? And how will you be paying for it? With this basket of fine alpaca wool. What use does a saddle maker have for wool? Besides, this would barely cover the cost of a single strap buckle. Offer me something I actually want. And what might that be? Mezcal! I like to nurse a cup at day's end while I inspect my finished work. Bring me a jug of quality stuff and you've got yourself a deal. This bodes well for us, Third Promise. Such mezcal can be had for only 5 pel in the thousands column. Hold on. Did you say Third Promise? Then my offer has changed. The saddle is going to cost you a jug of premium mezcal, aged 3 years at least. 3 years? That stuff is valued at 10,000 pel or more. Why have you doubled the price? Because I must support the man of ambition who will see my business prosper. Zarulja will go to war, and his cavalry will need saddles. Lots of saddles. It's nothing personal, Third Promise, but I won't sell you by craft for anything less than my asking price. Damn. Damn. Can't say that I blame him. I'm known for championing peace, and peace is unlikely to bring him more customers. Those of our grandparents' generation remember the dark days when the clans were at war. Many of these Pelu pray for your victory, Urqopacha. The younger ones, though, to them, strife and bloodshed are as children's stories. They think themselves safe from these horrors and take the peace we now enjoy for granted. Still others are unsatisfied with this quiet prosperity and crave for the future the second promise envisions. They become obsessed with innovations like the dirigibles that have made trade swift and easy. Then you have those like Havli, convinced that the first promise's plans for conquest will afford them opportunities for great profit. But what about you, Mablu? Aren't you of the younger generation? At least a year or two younger than me, I'd say. Oh, I was raised on the old tales. I've memorized the accounts of what it was like when the Yokhoi ruled our village. That's why I offered to help. I want you to become the Dawn Servant, to keep our nation from going back to the way it was. Aw. Well then, I guess I'd better make sure I win the contest. But the type of mezcal the saddle maker wants is so very expensive. Weren't we expecting to need 10,000 pel from the outset? Nothing's changed, we just need to get on with it. I may not have a head for trade or the stomach for alpacas, but I won't give up with the piece of Tuliolal on the line. Then neither will I. We will make you the Dawn Servant. Aiming for that 10,000 pel jug right away will only bring us failure and frustration. So let's first try exchanging the wool for anything even a touch more valuable. The trick is to find someone who needs alpaca wool and is willing to trade at a loss to acquire it. Someone who supports your bid for the throne, for instance. Have we ran into anybody like that? Oh, this guy. Did he need wool? I don't know, but he'll help us. I know, he's nice. Of course, the Weaver! Volnok was his name, I believe. He went out of his way to say he agreed with my vision, and he was here to buy wool. I think I remember the direction he was going, but for now, let's head back to that road where we first met him. As you can see, only the finest leather for my saddles. Thank you, warmonger. So, if I am understanding the naming convention of the Pelupelu, and I'm not sure if this is correct, but it seems like if their name ends with U, they might be girls, and if their name ends in I, they might be boys. But I don't know if that's the thing. I'm just trying my best to figure out the lore here, because I am a I am a lore enjoyer. Welcome, friend, welcome. You have a question for me, don't you? I can see it in your eyes. Yeah, what do you do here? I deal in information. First and foremost, it is my business to know everything that happens here in Urqopacha. My husband, meanwhile, is a traveling merchant, and when he returns from selling his wares in various settlements across Tyrol, he shares with me more knowledge of recent events. Between the two of us, there's little we don't know of what happens in Tyrol. Yeah, I think my you as girls, I as boys theory is probably spot on. Probably. Damn, okay. This is, gosh, so to give you a little context of my background, I grew up on the west coast of the United States, specifically the Pacific Northwest, but because I had family in California, I often traveled alongside the entire west coast. I've been through like Washington, Oregon, Nevada a lot, and this scene here, like the mountains and the sky, is just reminding me of that, and it's making me happy. Is this where you met the Weaver? This is the spot. After Volnok talked to us, he walked off to the south. Then he was probably going to Ikovol's Inn. Most visitors to Urqopacha end up staying there. Let's go and check, shall we? Now, I know this is not based on West Coast United States. I know this is based on South America. But it still is giving me very familiar vistas. This right here is specifically reminding me of Nevada. Ooh, ether current. And I've traveled through Nevada a lot when going back and forth between my home and California when I was a child. We had to make that trip a lot because whoa, look at that creature down there. We had to make that trip a lot because my extended family lived in California. So, I am very familiar with the West Coast, and this is, I'm not there right now. To give a little personal context, I am not on the West Coast of the United States right now, and it's making me a little, I'm gonna be honest, it's making me a little homesick. I hope he's willing to offer us something wonderful in exchange. Ah, we meet again. But wait, weren't you all on your way to Urqopacha? Could I have that basket, Mada? Thanks! Now let's see if we can turn a profit. Bolnock, I'm glad we found you. Are you interested in making a trade? Third promise, you wish to do business with me? Might I ask what this is all about? I see. So the goal is to turn that basket of wool into a jug of 3-year-old premium mezcal. Then allow me to invest in your efforts. Peace in Tural is what allows me to cross freely into the lands of my suppliers. Naturally, I would prefer that one pledge to preserve that peace to win the throne. Thus do I humbly offer you this wool poncho, a small token that I pray contributes to your victory. Oh, that's fine craftsmanship. A garment like that would easily fetch 5 pel in the hundreds column. That's very generous, Volnok. Thank you. I promise I won't let you down. I have every faith in you, Third Promise. May fortune bless your future dealings. I can't believe you've quintupled your investments with your first deal. We're off to a spectacular start. Only because Mana remembered our Weaver friend. All I did was hand over the wool. That's not true. The connections you build with people are vital. This is one of the most fundamental precepts of trading. One which you've instinctively mastered. You think so? I know so. Now let's take our 500 pel poncho and trade it for something even more valuable. Here, Mana, you take the poncho. If I lost it somehow, Erenville would never let me hear the end of it. All set? Our next deal is waiting to be found. Woohoo! Excellent trade! Yippee! We turned 100 pel into 500. I know it's only 5 times more, but it feels like 500 times more. Leveraging connections is a sound strategy, but we should also consider supply and demand. An individual in urgent need of a good poncho will offer more than a merchant simply looking to stock his shelves. That makes sense, but how do we know if someone needs a poncho if they're not wearing one? Yeah, if they aren't wearing one. That's the obvious answer, isn't it? We look for a person without a poncho and hope they're eager to buy ours. Yes, there you go. We find the demand for our supply. Where should we begin our search for prospective buyers? There are any number of places, but we could do worse than starting right here at the inn. There might be an interested traveler. Who needs a poncho? A lot of Mamulja hardly wear anything to begin with. Those are probably landsguards or sellswords. Mamulja who soldier for a living prefer to not wear much above the waist. It hampers their movement. So even if they have bared shoulders, Mamulja carrying arms can be struck off the list. Oh, Alright, well, you have weapons. You have a poncho. It looks like you have a weapon. Doesn't look like you have anything. Hi, Mablu. Tell me, who among these gathered adventurers do you think might be amenable to a proposal? So professional fighters like those in the Land's Guard would have little interest, though the same could be said of any Tirali who prioritizes ease of movement in their work. Well, the only one who is not with a weapon or a poncho is this one, it looks like, so... Let's see. No coat or cloak, but also no weapon. Oh, we might have a winner. Ho there, friends. You're not a mercenary by trade, right? I was curious about your bold choice of dress, or lack thereof. Oh, it was no choice of mine, believe me. I was attacked by beasts on the way here, and barely escaped with my scales intact. My coat was not so lucky. I'm actually a tool maker from Tuliolal, and was dressed quite smartly. All the better to show the Pelu I am a man who takes pride in his appearance, and therefore his work as well. But now look at me. Well, sir, this is your lucky day. What a splendid poncho! This would be the perfect replacement for the coat I lost. We'd be willing to part with it, if you'd like to make a trade, for one of your fine tools, perhaps. What about this hatchet? I crafted it myself and will vouch for its quality. That blade looks sharp. The haft well made. I'd value it at 1 pel in the thousands column. Yay, we doubled our profit. Yay! Oh ho, from 500 to 1,000, we have a deal. Wonderful! A fine garment such as this should put me on even footing with any Pelu merchant. Like the eponymous owner of Mablu's Mate Garden, for one. Her field hands use hatchets to harvest the mate, and I thought to impress her with the tool I sold you. No matter, I have other wares to sell. Glad I am to have met you. Well, now we're about to sell the hatchet you just gave us to the lady you were planning to sell it to, so we're about to ruin your life. Did you hear that? We've already found our next buyer. To Mablu's Mate Garden we go. Yes, but that's a fair distance on foot. We should take alpacas. These ones will be the calm type, right? Excellent trade! Good job! Nice shot! Here we go again, riding alpacas. Well done recognizing that toolmaker as a potential customer. If you've a mind to change professions, you'd make an excellent merchant. We've been doing so well. Even Tobly would have to agree. Before we get moving, you should be the one to hold this. With that, I suppose we should hop on the alpacas Mablu has so kindly provided. Wahoo! If I'm going to catch a wild alpaca after this, I can't be shying away from the tame ones. Not that I'm scared of them, you understand. Oh, they're nasty, disgusting, foul-smelling spits. Ready to go? Then let's mount up! Yay! I want to ride an alpaca so bad, they're so cute! And it's off to the bait fields we go. Please don't spit, please don't spit. You'll be fine. These ones are accustomed to people. I still don't trust them. Oh, what the hell are those? You have a knack for riding, no matter what you say. Silver Lobo. Without our alpaca friends, we Pelu would never become traveling merchants. Can you imagine walking all the way across Tyrol? I swear, that mountain is too tall to be real. We're gonna fight Valley Garmanda up there. Urqopacha, what was his name? A forbidding sight, isn't it? One I've never appreciated up close. You have to take the long way around the cliffs to get there, to the highlands belonging to the Yakoi. Oh, what are those? What are these guys? Oh my gosh, what are you? So, Mablu, you said we were learning about the peddler profession. You don't care for ranch work. No, I love it. I love working with alpacas. But becoming a peddler has always been a dream of mine. It's just, I'm not sure if I have a talent for it. If I can help you buy the taming saddle, though, then it'd be proof that I can do this after all. Aw. In that case, you'd best get ready to be a merchant. Look, we're almost there. I'm trying to focus on what they're saying, but it's so hard with, like, these creatures. Those weird plant creatures back there really freaked me out. We made it, and without a single smelly incident. I sent the alpacas back to Urqopacha's inn, so we'll walk along the main road when we return to the village. Speaking of roads to travel, you were adopted by the Dawn servant, weren't you, Third Promise? That I was. Then perhaps you understand. I was an orphan too, you see. Tobley took me in. He took in all the ranch hands, actually. Oh, all of them. Yes. And everyone works hard at their chores, grateful for the opportunity to repay the head ledger's generosity. Yet here I am, the only one wanting to go off and be a merchant. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm telling you this. We need to keep trading things for your saddle if you're to prepare for the feat of gold. As it's mate harvesting season, they can't have too many quality hatchets. Add to that Urqopacha's way with people, and we should have no trouble making a favorable deal. That's Mablu herself over there. Pass the hatchet to the Third Promise, and let's get to bargaining. Did you give the hatchet back to Urqopacha? We should let her do the talking. You have that little axe for me. Thanks! Now to see what we can get for it. You're Mablu, the owner of these fields. I have a mind to trade if you're interested. Well, well, the Third Promise. I might be convinced to entertain a proposal. What do you have to offer? This hatchet, forged by a seasoned artisan. The razor edge of this exceptional tool will make light work of your crops. The quality is acceptable, I suppose. I offer you a large sack of mate leaves in exchange. A sack of mate leaves is valued at 1 pel in the thousands column, the same price as the hatchet. This deal would bring us no closer to the mezcal. If I may, Mistress Mablu, it's harvesting season, is it not? Does not the demand for hatchets afford them a higher value? It is indeed the season, which is why I procured an ample batch of tools well in advance. We've missed the window for demand! In that case, we'll have to fall back on connections. Think of it this way. A generous deal here will put you on the Third Promise's good graces. Surely that's worthy of consideration. I do not wish to give offense, but I must tell you that I stand with the Second Promise. His innovations will improve every aspect of our lives. I believe, including farming, and I will no longer have need of hatchets. I assure you that I have nothing but respect for Urqopacha. That is why I'm prepared to purchase a spare hatchet at a fair price. I suppose it is fair, given your reasons, but we ourselves would be no better off for the transaction. How about this, then? If we were to help bring in your harvest, would you give us a better deal? As a matter of fact, I would! Until Kawana's reforms come about, I can always use more hands in the fields. Then you can go ahead and add our labor to the bargain. Added value to tip the scales. How could I have forgotten one of the most basic rules of trading? You can rest here if you like, Mablu. Mana and I have mates to gather. Oh no, I'm helping too. Off to the fields then, and mind you, pick the healthy leaves. I'll take 5 good bundles from each of you. So, did you see how Urqopacha came to my rescue there? She really is good with people. So to get a little personal again, I am from the west coast of the United States, and right now I am not there. I really miss the west coast, and this is making me, the scenery is making me pretty homesick. Now granted, the scenery for me, it's not really the cactuses or the foliage, it's the mountains that are getting to me. Especially in like the northern parts in Nevada, where it's still really close to the Rocky Mountains. That's what this place is reminding me of. I grew up like right next to the Rocky Mountains, and I miss my home. So this is making me homesick. I wasn't sure Mablu would bite, but it goes to show that you never know until you try. You brought me some leaves then. Yep, here you go. An acceptable harvest. We'll see how your companions fared before I make any decisions, though. Here, we've brought our share as well. Thank you, Third Promise. This is more than enough to hold up your end of the bargain. Now it's time to honor mine. After adding the value of your labor to the price of the hatchet, I am prepared to offer you a full sack of our highest grade mate leaves. Premium mate! Bought at the shop, 1 sack of those leaves would cost no less than 5 pel in the thousands column. Then we can bid farewell to this hatchet. I'll give it a good home. Talk of the contest aside, I'm glad we could come to a mutually agreeable trade. As am I. All the best with the rest of your harvest. Mablu, what's wrong? It's as I was saying before. Even after everything Toby's done for me, I was planning to abandon it all and become a merchant. But then I needed your help after forgetting a basic rule of trade. How could I expect Toby to accept my decision then? So you intend to give up? I can't! After getting a taste of real trading, I want to be a merchant more than ever. Then you'll just have to be honest. I seek to follow in my father's footsteps, but not because he expects it of me. I want to preserve Tyrell's peace, and becoming Dawn Servant happens to be the best way to do it. You should live a life of your own choosing, and I wouldn't be surprised if Toby held the same opinion. So talk to him. You're so right. It's better to find out for sure than worry over what he might say. Thank you for the advice. You are so right. But first, we have a saddle to buy. I want that success under my belt so I can be sure of my decision. What's next then? We tried to trade our tea leaves for something halfway to 10,000 pel. No, I think we're close enough now. I say we go straight for the premium mezcal. Bargain our way into double the value, eh? Think you can do it? Trust me, I will make this trade work. I admire you, Third Promise. That you're holding your own against such strong competition for the throne is inspiring. Ah. Am I really holding my own against Kuana and Zarulja? I mean, of course I am. I'm Urqopacha of the Dawn's Promise, after all. Excellent trade! Nice shot! I've never been one to take it slow. Once I have a goal in mind, it's full speed ahead. That's who I am. Before we go, let me give you the mate leaves. I don't need to risk proving Erenville's point. Ready then, our next stop is the Mezcal Distillery. Wahoo! These guys. Mr. Wow! Ah! Mr. Pineapple. Scary. We'll want to speak with a man by the name of Gobli. Even among his fellow distillers, he's regarded as a master of the craft. He knows the value of his product, so if we're to convince him to trade for twice of what the leaves are worth, we're going to need targeted information. That means asking around and taking in the gossip. If you could talk to people here in the distillery, Mana, perhaps Urqopacha can do the same at the village entrance. Meanwhile, I'll head to the north side and see what I can learn. Okay. Beeble-jaw. Me? I'm a chef from Tuliolal. I often come here to buy Gobli's mezcal, the finest in Tural, according to my customers. He always brings out a jug during our dealings, but I can't handle the stuff too well myself. I take small sips, not wanting to be impolite, you understand, but still end up so addled as to agree to whatever price he quotes me. It would be nice to have less, potent refreshments during such conversations, else I might have to seriously reconsider our arrangement. Gobli might be a deft hand at distilling, but he's got no sense when it comes to the appearances. Rumor has it that he's been invited to the palace for business negotiations. If he presents himself to the court wearing his usual rumpled attire, though, he'll be laughed out of Sunperch. Damn. He doesn't have that swag. There's not much I can say about Gobli, but I can tell you what Gobli's been saying. The other day, he was muttering about monsters prowling around Agave Jaws. That's the field where they gather ingredients for the mezcal. Their presence has made it harder to procure such said ingredients, and thus driven up the price of his product. A boon, some might argue, but it's hard to celebrate when it affects the work as it does. Can't rightly bring joy to the people if you can't keep making the thing they love. So what did you find out? Oh, we can make use of all those tidbits. The deal is as good as sealed. As for me, I found out where Gobli is working. There's a millstone at the top of the slope behind the distillery. You go on ahead and I'll bring Urqopacha. Where's your swag, Gobli? You have business with me, madame. Why don't we talk down below so as to not distract the alpaca from his work? Now, what's this about? Keep it brief if you would. I'm a busy man. We're in the market for a 3-year-old jug of premium mezcal, assuming you have any on hand, that is. Ah, an excellent choice. I must warn you, though, it doesn't come cheap. We don't have Pel, but we can offer a sack of mate leaves in exchange. It's top-grade stuff like the mezcal. No deal. Mate leaves are well and good, but I don't have any use for them. No deal, just like that. Still, I'd hate to send you away empty-handed. Why don't we sit and chat a while over a cup of mezcal? Don't drink it. Now the real bargaining begins. Which of our cards do you want to play first? Oh boy, let's talk about his invitation to the palace. We want to stay on his good graces, so we probably shouldn't talk about his way he makes people drunk. Let's hold on to that one. We need to consider our timing. Oh my gosh. Oh, the illusion of choice. Alright, I guess my distaste for strong drink then. Let's go ahead and offend the man. appreciate your hospitality, but I'm afraid I can't hold my drink. I've heard one of your regular customers, a Hubigo chef, is the same. Seeing as not everyone can enjoy mezcal, I wonder if you might benefit from having other refreshments to offer. Something like mate tea, for instance, and brewed from the finest leaves, of course. Ah, you're right. Absolutely right. I had noticed a growing reluctance on the part of my Hubigo friend, but did not realize I myself was to blame. I must endeavor to be a better host. Still, even with that added value in mind, no sack of leaves is what the mezcal you're after. Should we offer to call the monsters causing them trouble? Not yet. We'll keep that card up our sleeve until we need it. As I expect you're aware, the rite of succession is currently taking place. That's why the third promise has graced us with her presence. When the contest is decided, the subsequent ascension ceremony and banquet will be a prestigious affair. If your mezcal were to be served there, it would bring your distillery immeasurable fame. Wait, could it be that your rumored invitation to the palace is to discuss that very possibility? As a matter of fact, yes. I must admit I'm still reeling from the abruptness of it all. It would be a great honor and opportunity if I can secure the deal. Well, I should think your exceptional mezcal would speak for itself. That said, there's no such thing as being too prepared, and first impressions last. You'll want to be wearing your very best when you walk into Volok Shunsa. It would be such a shame to miss this chance of a lifetime simply for want of proper garments. Yeah, your swag sucks. That it would. Are you saying you have garments to offer? Something ideal for court? We have no garments on hand, I'm afraid, but we can provide you with the next best thing, an introduction to a weaver. His name is Bolnock, and his works are highly regarded in Tuliolal. Well, now he knows who the weaver is, so he can just go to him. As a supporter of Urqopacha and keen observer of palace politics, he will doubtless be happy to guide you in the selection of an outfit to fit his golden occasion. That is certainly a tempting proposal, and one of which I should like to take full advantage, but the skills still aren't quite balancing. Say, weren't there monsters running amok in a cave Jaws? That's a problem we could easily solve for you. Truly, I would be most grateful for your immediate assistance. I was resigning to hiring sellswords to clear them out. Factoring in that saved expense and an introduction to a trusted weaver, this is shaping up to be a sound bargain. All right, you have a deal. Yes, I knew you'd come around. Give us a moment and Mana and I will take care of those prowling nuisances. In the meantime, I'll use the time to pen an introductory letter to Bolnock. The fields you're looking for are just north of Urqopacha. Be safe! That should be a guy of Jaws, just over there. This'll go faster if we split up. Come and find me once you finish clearing out your share of pests. Okay. Egg time. Compared to the creatures I hunted with Papa, this was no challenge at all. Come on, let's head back to the distillery. All that's left is to give Mablu the sack of leaves so she can seal the deal. Oh my gosh. It's... These cliff sides, man. Like... I miss my home so much. These cliff sides, these mountains, they're really getting to me. Those monsters were no trouble for you, it seems. Now, if I could just have this sack of leaves. Oh, let me talk to Urqopacha. She spawned in. Go on, give Mablu the sack of leaves so she can seal the deal. I'm so glad that I stopped to talk to Urqopacha because she spawned in. Thank you for looking after our precious trading goods. Your monster problem has been resolved, Master Gobly. Here are the mate leaves and a written introduction to Bull Knock as agreed. Then the deal is done. Here, your jug of premium mezcal, agreed 3 years. Please accept it with my compliments. Yes, we finally have the mezcal. Great work, especially you, Mablu. You were the one that inspired me to come this far, Third Promise. But let's not celebrate until we have the saddle in hand. Mablu, is it? You drive a hard bargain, young peddler. I look forward to doing business with you in the future. Thank you, but truth be told, I'm just a ranch hand for now. Should I ever become a proper merchant, though, I'll be back to strike more deals with you. Excellent trade! Nice shot! Yeah, I didn't want to talk to you either, Urqopacha. Oh, you have a quest. Master Gobly's praise makes me confident I can be a peddler after all. Well, a bit more confident than before, at least. I'm satisfied with our trade, and I trust you are too. Should you have need of more mezcal, you know where to come to. Even at the palace, I don't think I've had a 10,000 pel jug of anything before. My hands won't stop shaking. Here, you better hold on to it until we get to the saddle maker. Can you imagine if we dropped it and had to start all over again? Luckily, half of these places not far. We just need to head across the plaza. I hope that wasn't foreshadowing. I hope that wasn't a funny foreshadowing joke. I'll be very cross if we drop this jug. The Third Promise looks ready to trade the mezcal now. This is it. We trade what we've been working towards. Still in one piece. Right time to make our deal. Get your tools ready, Saddler. We've brought you your precious mezcal. Wait, you actually got your hands on a jug? But you had nothing! A few measly clumps of wool. What we had was an aspiring trader with a gift for negotiation. Although I'd sooner aid no claimant but Zarul Jah, I cannot go against the guiding principles of the Pelupelu. The trade is a fair one. I will craft your saddle, Third Promise. Great! Stay and wait if you like. I have all the requisite materials, so this won't take long. Your commission is ready. Catching a wild alpaca is never a simple affair, but you'll have an easier time of it with one of my saddles. Now, if you don't mind, I have other work that needs finishing. Oh, I can taste that smooth mezcal already. We did it! The saddle is ours! And to think, we started out with only a handful 100-pel basket of alpaca wool. Mablu, you are going to be an incredible merchant. Thank you. It makes me so glad to hear you say that, Third Promise. We got what we came for, so let's return to the ranch. The others will be waiting. Yippee! Feat accomplished! Nice shot! Where is everybody? Spawn in, cowards. It looks like everyone's been pitching in with the alpacas. Let's tell them the good news. You've been away for some time. I assume trading was productive? I made the mistake of startling one and caught a glob of spittle for my trouble. I'm beginning to understand Urqopacha's aversion to the animals. Oh no! Tobley and Erenville have been teaching us how to care for alpacas. One gentle girl ate the feed straight from my hands. Aww. You've acquired the saddle, then? Yes, and thanks in no small part to Mablu. Before you rush off to catch an alpaca, though, let me teach you how to saddle one. I'll bring out one from our wild-born friends so you can practice. I know. This is something I need to learn. Oh my god. Great sunken gods, I did it! Aw, look at him. He's so cute! He hardly seemed bothered, much less inclined to spit, as if he was completely accepting of Urqopacha's touch. That is because of the singular scent with which the saddle has been coated. Alpacas find it very soothing. You know, I've never taken a good long look at one of you before, but... You're actually kind of cute. Aww! You're only now noticing that? Oh my god. Oh, does Zarul Jah already have one? Zarul Jah, he's back. A golden alpaca? Shut up! Having done exactly what he set out to do. That alpaca he's brought. Is it just me or is it glowing? I've heard tales of such a beast. They say the golden alpaca lives a solitary existence deep in the valley, where it shuns the company of both man and its own kind. How did he manage to snare a prize like that? A beast knows its betters. Faced with overwhelming strength, it will yield rather than risk death. An apt illustration of how greatly the power of the first promise exceeds yours, Urqopacha. Strength alone won't win him our father's throne. I'll be the one to find the Golden City, and then Tiral can remain at peace. An everlasting desire for peace can only be forged in the fires of war. To unite as one, the people must be taught. They must suffer the horror and the hopelessness firsthand. Hey, yo! Exhaustion from prolonged conflict. The wages of war's merciless nature. These are what moved the clans to join in the founding of Tuliolal all those years ago. Consider the younger generation of this village. Since birth they have basked in unbroken harmony, and behold, they regard war not as tragedy, but opportunity. Thus does the resilient son seek to provide education. He offers much-needed lessons in the realities of conquest and a renewed appreciation for peacetime. That's messed up. That's twisted. 'Tis true that war's misery breeds a longing for peace. Why would you disrupt an existing peace just to teach, like, just to teach Zoomers a lesson? But I have seen with my own eyes what becomes of an empire forged through the violence you propose, the rebellions it spawned, and the ruins it left behind. I'm gonna start a war to own the Zoomers. The Gallian Empire was a congregation of simpletons. The oppressed fought back against their oppressors, as well they should. Men are not beasts. Only a fool would seek to rule over all with the threat of force alone. This is why Galujaja did not elevate the Mamuja, why he treated all clans with equal respect. However, the first promise has his gaze fixed upon more distant horizons. He would unite not only Tuliolal, but the star in its entirety. What? Why? I need not explain myself to you. Oh, well done indeed. The first promise has completed the feat of gold with an appropriately golden flourish. May I present to you your much-deserved keystone? Pink. Delicious. He's always been like that, never sharing his innermost thoughts with me or even with Kuwana. It's like we're not even family. Oh. So much of our star has begun to embrace reconciliation and rebuild. And now this would-be warlord would thrust us all back into turmoil. We cannot allow it to happen. Zorul Jah is willing to go to war for his twisted vision of peace. But should he achieve this peace, then what? What kind of idiot thinks the world can be united with war? Even most Garleans have since realized that their conquests were a mistake. A golden alpaca in the flesh. Like the Golden City, I thought them a children's tale. I could never agree with Zorul Jah. I want Tuliolal to be a land of peace, now and always. Yeah, but we need to teach the Zoomers a lesson. I'll ponder Zorul Jah and his mysteries later. Right now, I need to think about finishing the feat of gold. I have my saddle. I've practiced how to use it. So lead on to where the wild alpacas roam. The valley of Urqopacha is northwest of here. Come on, everyone. Even if we can't enter ourselves, we can see Urqopacha off on her hunt. Am I gonna have a you're now playing as Urqopacha like several times this expansion, maybe? Is that gonna be a thing? Oh my gosh. I hope I am coming off, I hope the way I am coming off emphasizes how ridiculous this dude is. Yes, we are going to start war to teach the younger generation a lesson. Like, shut up! Shut up, dumbass! How deep do you think the valley is? I've glanced over the edge on the way here, but the mist was too thick to even speculate. I've never set foot beyond this point. The valley is said to be home to fiends far more ferocious than spitting alpacas. Urqopacha is a steep and treacherous place, so only those with the head ledger's blessing are permitted to go there. Zorul Jah may have caught his alpaca first, but that doesn't mean Urqopacha is out of the running. She can do this. Mablu's right. The least we can do is let Urqopacha know we're cheering for her. I can do this. I know I can. So I can just press this button. Easy. Easy video game.
Thanks. I'll need it. Truth be told, still not sure about alpacas. I'd rather not go near one if I can help it. But if I'm to rule this nation, then I'll need to learn how to live with them. Tural is their home too.
Well said.
Right. I'm off.
So, shall we head back to the ranch, or...?
I'm staying here.
As will I. Urqopacha is alone in this. The least we can do is stand watch and await her return.
And where are you going, sir?
It may be a while yet. Help me pitch the tent.
Tell me your deep secrets, Erenville. I want to learn so much more about you. Give me your backstory, bunny boy.
Trust a gleaner to come prepared for anything.
What's a gleaner?
Someone whose job it is to travel the world and procure uncommon things for their employers. Erenville specializes in finding animals, I believe.
But aren't you a Shaitana from Tural? Why did you cross the salt?
When I was much younger, the thought of leaving Tural never even occurred to me. But then, some years ago, my mentor tasked me with a difficult hunt. Something I could never find, she said, so long as I clung to the familiar. She suggested that I leave home, leave Tural, and join the Gleaners of Sharlayan. As one of their number, I could experience the world, immerse myself in myriad cultures and customs, see the many faces of nature. And once I had learned what is truly important, I would find that which I seek. My younger self took those words to heart, and off I went to become a gleaner.
Her words alone moved you to leave behind everything you'd ever known? You must have great respect for your mentor.
As it happens, gleaner work was much to my liking. And I all but forgot why I had pursued it in the first place. Yet, events conspired to put me back on the trail I'd abandoned.
Wait, are you saying you were tasked with finding the City of Gold?
I was. And though my hunt is now entangled with the right of succession, I mean to see it through.
Well then, I understand completely. We all have our reasons for seeking the Golden City. Which is all the more reason for us to work together.
Just so.
Your mentor is your mom, right? Is she still alive? Erenville?
She should have been back by now. What if something's happened to her? We need to tell Tobli and arrange a search party.
Wait. Do you hear that?
Woohoo! She did it!
I did it.
You're utterly spent, and small wonder.
Well done, third promise.
The ranch isn't going anywhere. Take a rest in the tent.
I think I will. Thank you all for believing in me.
Good job, Urqopacha. I always believed in you. We were out here for quite some time, but I'm glad Urqopacha was able to catch her alpaca, and Erenville choosing to share his story with us was a welcome surprise. I agree. Alphino was quick to lend a hand with dismantling the tent. Is this to be his new obsession now that he's mastered collecting firewood? Let the boy camp! Let the boy have hobbies! Thanks to Alphino and his healing hands, I can actually stand again. Maybe even walk. Oh no! Urqopacha had no serious injuries to speak of. However, she had clearly been pushed to the very limits of her endurance. I spoke too much. If Urqopacha is up to it, we should be heading back to Tobli. Tell me more. Tell me more. Tell me more. Tell me more. I'm so relieved the third promise came back to us safely. And the alpaca she tamed is a healthy-looking beast. Surely this will be enough to satisfy the feat of gold. Yay! Urqopacha still seems a bit unsteady on her feet. Hardly surprising after she spent the night chasing alpacas. You know it will melt away fatigue like a magic though? Mate tea! I'll run to the ranch and get a pot brewing. That way you can take your time and the tea will be ready when you arrive. As Mablu so wisely suggested, we shall set a slower pace for our exhausted third promise. Are we gonna have to walk? Am I gonna have to follow these NPCs' walking speeds, or can I ride my motorcycle? Can I ride my epic motorcycle? Anybody here? Or did I beat them? Have I beat all the NPCs, or are they just not spawning in? That is the conundrum I am facing. I am just going to assume they are not here. Came back ahead of the others, did you? I should hurry along with the tea, then. Urqopacha can't be that far behind. Thank you. Thank you, Mablu. I love you. She's cute. I do like her. Follow your dreams, little Pelupelu girl. She's probably like 40 or something. I don't know. Ooh, that tea, it really is magical. I feel better already. I see you've become more comfortable around our fuzzy friends. Hey, character development! Watching this one taught me a lot about alpacas. What grasses and fruits they eat, what sounds they react to, their adorable little quirks. Oh my god, she's a fan now! Oh my god, welcome to the other side, Urqopacha. Welcome to our fellow alpaca enjoyers club. Welcome, comrade. I guess I've grown kind of fond of them. Welcome back, Third Promise. Accomplished the feat of gold, have you? Yes. There's no mistaking a valley alpaca. I commend you on your success. Well done. Yes, we did it! Although I couldn't find a shiny one like Zarulja did. I'd be surprised if you had! Golden alpacas are born but once every few decades. They are elusive, solitary creatures that are rarely seen, much less captured, thanks to their innate physical and magical gifts. Only a single other person is known to have caught one before, that being Galul Jaja himself. Papa was chasing alpacas too? So my grandfather's stories say. It was before the founding of Tuliodal, at a time when the mountain giants, the Yakui, held our people in thrall. Compelled by the overlords, our forebears would ride their alpaca mounts to the highlands to deliver gifts of food and other tributes. Those were wretched days, to hear grandfather tell it. Then along came the young Galu Jaja, yet unburdened by the mantle of Dawn Servant. All people were amazed by this imposing two-headed figure, equal to the Yakuli in stature and puzzled by his entourage of mismatched companions. Oh, his little group of heroes. Oh, I see a Viera back there. I'm keeping my eyes peeled for Galuf just in case, but I think this is too long ago for Galuf to have been involved. Some trembled in fear, believing a new conqueror had come. Yet Galu Jaja showed no such inclinations. He sat and spoke with us, sipping from the cups of mate tea we offered him, and grew somber when he learned of our plight. None could have anticipated what their visitor decided to do next. Galu Jaja ascended the cliffs to face the giants and freed the Pelupelu from the Yakoi's subjugation. He then turned an appraising eye upon our riders and proposed we take to the road to peddle our beverages. The suggestion seemed obvious for one who traveled as he did, intent on fostering amity between the clans. So it was that a few words from Galu Jaja transformed us into a clan of internet merchants. I've never heard the bond Papa forged with the Pelupelu spoken of in that way before. The saga is not so detailed. Then you may not know that Galu Jaja sought a sure-footed guide for his trek into the highlands. Thus did he capture a golden alpaca. So both my brother and my father caught the rarest of creatures, while an ordinary one was the best I could manage. The feat required no more than that, Third Promise, and you brought back a perfectly wonderful beast. Mablu's right. You're a perfectly wonderful beast. If anyone's ordinary, it's me. Not only did you accomplish the feat of gold, you also made many trades and brought joy to many people in true Pelupelu fashion. I sorely doubt your sibling could have achieved the same result. You should be proud of the accomplishments which earned you your keystone. Yummy. Delicious. It is watermelon flavored. Thank you. So this is what they look like. Go on, set it in the tablet. Oh, is it gonna change? A perfect fit. That leaves 6 more. Maybe we need all 6 for it to change. I don't know. You're well on your way, Third Promise. We'd have been lost without you, Mablu. Thanks to you, I learned so much about the Pelupelu people and your customs. It might seem obvious, but I've come to realize the importance of properly knowing something. It was because I didn't understand alpacas that I was uncomfortable around them. I'm thankful to you as well, Urqopacha. You've given me the courage to say what I wasn't sure I could even say. Oh, here we go. Tobli, I want to leave the ranch and become a merchant. I appreciate everything you've done for me, and I've loved every moment caring for the alpacas. But this is something I need to do. I need to walk my own path and make my own trades. As your parent, allow me to say one thing. I've always tried to give my wards lives filled with as much happiness as I could provide, yet never once have I wanted that to be the only happiness you knew. You have my blessing to walk any path you choose, Mablu. It gladdens me to hear you found a calling you wish to pursue with such passion. You will make an exceptional peddler, I am sure of it. Yippee! Hooray for Mablu! Her dad said yes. Thank you, Tobli. Her dad gave her permission to follow her dreams. What did I tell you, Mablu? There's one last thing I can help you with, promise. You need to find the Golden City, right? That's the end goal. Then I suggest you talk to the Yakui. They once ruled over far more than just Urqopacha and the Pelupelu. 1,000 years ago, they were the overlords of Yogg-Toral and all its peoples. During that era, the Pelupelu were commanded to search for a city of gold. They scoured every corner of the continent, but never found any trace of that fabled place. But if they didn't find anything, what could Yakui have to tell us? They may not have found it, but the fact that they thought to look for it at all makes me curious. Perhaps there's value in delving into how the legend originated. We lose nothing from asking the question. Besides, if we're determined to follow the path of the saga, we'll be visiting the giants eventually. The giants in their primal Valley Garmanda or whatever. Or their auspice Valley Garmanda. Valley Garmanda lives up there. Oh, Kryl, I have a question I've been meaning to ask. And since we finished with the feet, why did you acquire that earring? My earring? Do you recognize it? Yes! Pieces just like it first became fashionable in Yogg-Toral around 20 years ago. Since then, it's become common to wear one as a charm for safe travel. 20 years ago. That's right about the time my grandfather made his journey. Yet the Dawn servant implied the earring was connected to the Golden City in some way. Surely there was more to its significance than simple fashion. If you want to know how it first came to be crafted, I could try to find out. Seeing as it's a regular seller for many merchants, I'm curious to learn about it myself. I would appreciate that very much. Thank you. Jumping feet first into the peddler business, eh, Mablu? Right then, let's head back to Tuliolol and get ready to search for the next Elector. Yay, first step of this done. Farewell for now, and thanks for all your help. I will become Dawn Servant, so make sure you set aside your best mezcal for the occasion. She has a fearsome opponent in that brother of hers. He even brought a golden alpaca to heal. But you've heard Zerojar's supporters talk. They might see opportunity in his expansionist ambitions, but they find the man himself intimidating, terrifying even. Whereas I've grown to love Urqopacha. Everyone she meets will come to love her too, and that's why she'll win the throne. You might be right, Mablu. You might be right. Yay! +1 for Urqopacha. So there's 6. They said there were 6 tablets, right? So there's the Pelupelu, the Vanu, the giants, the moblins. Maybe the Viera and Hrothgar? Question mark? Wait, they were... Oh my gosh. I have a small memory. It's whatever was on those pillars all the way back then. But I have a small memory, and I have slept since I looked at those pillars, so I forgot. I expected as much from the moment I saw him, but winning the contest against Zarul Jah will not be easy. It's okay, we'll just do it. The Yakui once ruled the entirety of Yogg-Toral. I'm curious to see what has become of them. Four-legged troubles aside, Urqopacha completed the feat and earned a keystone. That's all that matters. I never dared hope we would find a lead for this earring mystery so quickly. It feels good to have the feet of gold safely under our belt. even if my victory pales beside Zarul Jah and his shiny golden alpaca. I know I shouldn't let it bother me, and gods know you've all been so supportive, but I want to be strong, or wise, like my brothers. To be a promise that people respect. Which is not likely if I stand here carrying on and on about these things. Let's move on. Back to Zivalyavtier with us. The contest has hardly begun. Awesome. However, there is Ether Quest over here. But I may take care of this later. I don't want to right now. I don't want to right now. Ooh, sightseeing log. I'm gonna do all of this ether current stuff off stream. A golden alpaca. Alone, I may have tried to track the beast myself. I've heard there are hot springs in Urqopacha. Mayhap time permitting. Neither Kawana nor Bakul Jaja appeared to be in Urqopacha. I imagine they're around somewhere, making progress even as we are. The Pelu remind me of Lalafell, never letting their size slow them down or hold them back. They move at their own pace, making their textiles and mezcal, and raise alpacas to bear them to market. And just like that, we found an Elector and won our first keystone. I knew I was right to trust your instincts. Come on, let's keep things moving and march onwards to Kuzamauka. Chances are good we'll find an Elector there as well. Before we do anything, however, we should see that your patient Hanu friend, what your patient Hanu friend has to say. Awesome. Come on, Mana. Let's see what's awaiting for us in the next village. You got it, Wukomat. We'll see next time what's going on in the village of the Hanu Hanu. Thank you for watching. Bye!